It's happy hour again here at the Banter Bar.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. What are these incriminating questions that you're going to be throwing out at me here?
They are random.
Ooh,
They're from my Banter Bar Journal, and they're just random.
interesting. All right.
So, nothing incriminating, I hope. Although you choose your answers, so if you want to incriminate yourself, by all means.
If I want to lie to y'all, I'll lie to y'all. That's what he's saying.
There it is.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and try the vanilla porter.
Vanilla porter. Vanilla.
This is Breckenridge.
Sounds good.
It's supposed to be roasted malts with notes of vanilla.
I like vanilla.
Yeah, and porter is dark. So prepare yourself.
Yes, it is.
It's not actually as dark as I thought it would be.
What's a memorable time you were rejected?
So nothing too incriminating so far. Right.
Okay. Wow.
That's a lot more flavorful than I thought it would be.
Yeah, my mouth is just
Partying?
Mm-hmm.
Been a wild night?
Fireworks showing my mouth.
I was going to say I didn't originally smell anything, and then
are...
I get that coppery smell you get on a porter.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. It's good here.
I mean, it doesn't stick around too long. It just...
Light, chocolatey, drinkable. Does feel maybe a little cheap, I guess. But nothing wrong with that.
Kind of reminds me of, again, it's less the coffee flavor. Maybe it's the vanilla in it. A cheap Guinness. You know, that's what it reminds me of.
Porters come really close in that. They come close to the stouts.
Yeah.
And that's probably why.
It's not bad.
I'm going to give it a 6.
A 6?
Sounds fair to me.
See, you're popping my cherry here, and I don't know how I should go with these ales. It's probably not something that I could sit there and drink all night. 1 or 2 would probably be about all I could do. I'm going to say 5.
Yeah.
It's decent. It's drinkable. Oh, excuse me. But it's also heavy.
Yeah.
You know.
Again, with beers like that, if I was just sitting around drinking beer to drink beer, I'm probably not going to drink a lot of that. But if we're at a restaurant and I'm eating, it could be Mexican food, it could be American comfort food, doesn't really matter. If I had that on draft, I could drink it all night while we're sitting there. Yeah,
and see, and that's what makes, that's when you're choosing a drink, you know, that's, if you've got a plate of food in front of you, then that's, obviously your options are a lot more than, because I could do that with meal.
But definitely not a game changer, you know.
No.
Feels like a cheaper type of porter, but it's nice.
What's a memorable time you were rejected?
I'm ready to hear it, though.
I bet you are.
I don't think tonight I've had an overview of your entire sexual history, so let's hear about a time you didn't get to have sex. How about that?
Okay. Well, years and years ago, back before I married my wife, back before we started dating, you know,
Just to be clear.
Matter of fact, I was running with your dad and his little clique we had. And
that's why you were rejected.
And he picked up these, he knew the girls, okay? We all decided to go skinny dipping at the Lake Louisville, right there by the bridge. And it was colder than hell that night. And here these girls are, you know, they have their swimsuits on. They run out there in the water. And there's 4 or 5 of us guys, you know, standing out there on the beach. not wanting to strip down. And the last 2 guys out there were me and your daddy. And the girl hollered, come on. Fuck it, I dropped trout and off I went. Well, come find out, we swam for a while, Then we went back to this one girl's house and made out all night. And everybody got lucky except for old dog. That girl would not unlock that lock for shit,
She just liked the kiss.
And I tried for 2 weeks on that girl, and it never happened. And I finally wound up giving up and going to her best friend. And but yeah, as a matter of fact,
that's when your kiss game was just too strong. So you had to back off of it and just jump straight into the panties without the kisses. That's what happened.
I appreciate that vote of confidence there, but I don't know if my game was one side of it was too strong or the other side of it wasn't strong enough. I don't know, but I sure was trying, and it just didn't happen. So, as a matter of fact, that's the first time somebody had the Pyromania album. It just came out, and I listened to that freaking cassette. A and B, I bet 6 times that night.
Kissing?
Petting. God almighty. I could get graphic with you, but we won't do that tonight. We'll leave it at that.
Wound up single, and I was trying to go off of, less off of personality, more just on, hey, I think this person's attractive. She seems pretty cool.
Right.
So I tried picking up on this bartender.
Booty call.
No, it wasn't a booty call.
Oh.
But she worked at a place that I was always at back in the day. So yeah, I tried to get her number. She told me no because she was interested in one of my friends. And if you knew the friend, he's a very, very country guy. And not the first time, or should I say not the last time in my life that happened, where there was no interest in me. There was interest in this fairly goofy country motherfucker. And for a while, it kind of made me question.
Yep.
Like, how strong is my game? And then I realized you don't actually know these people. They're just going off of
first impressions.
First impression.
Yeah, as a youngster, it strikes a nerve whenever, that happens to you. And it happened to me a lot. I was always what they call the odd man out, or the one that, just didn't. I was always either late to the game or, just I missed out on a lot of opportunities. And yeah, I don't know if it was fate or whatever you call it, but yeah, then my wife today, then she showed up. And
yeah, you got a good one. So I guess you can be glad you missed those opportunities. I did not miss those opportunities, but
yeah,
I did strike out sometimes. I
was rejected quite a few times, but there were a few nights too that I had my memorable nights. So
fucks with your ego, but that's kind of the point, right? So you got to get knocked down every now and then.
Yep, it's not how hard you get knocked down; it's how many times you can get back up and keep on going.
Yeah, that dick is a strong motivator to get back up and keep going.
It sure is.
I was trying to figure out if SweetWater Blue is up next. I didn't.
That's interesting.
It's blueberry, apparently.
Yeah, that just draws interest. The can, the look. We're gonna tell you how good it tastes.
Yeah. It doesn't pour,
but it ain't blue. It ain't nowhere near blue.
It smells blue.
It is light though. Whew, light colored.
Smells like real blueberries.
All right, Shane, ponder this.
I'm always nervous. Always nervous when that next question comes up.
How do you think sex robots will change romantic relationships? Well, I got an answer for that right now. But I was
Let's go ahead and try our beer first. Then we'll state the obvious. What is this, a classroom? You're raising your hand? You can talk. Yeah.
Yes.
We did. So this one smells kind of nice to begin with. It's not sweet.
But it doesn't taste, it's not an, what is it?
It's a wheat ale.
It's a wheat ale?
Yeah. Which explains why it is. It's sweet the way like a bread would be sweet. It's not a bunch of sugar. It's like a satisfying mouthfeel kind of sweetness that you get. I like that blueberry pop to it too. Not a big wheat ale person or wheat beer person, but this one feels
Is that
crisp.
what I'm tasting? It's just back there real hard and then it just goes away.
It could be. It could be the fruit note. It's also crisp, which means it's carbonated well, and it does remind me of something that was...
That's not bad.
Maybe done with an ale yeast that's really strong, like it ate through a lot of the sugar.
Yeah.
I like it. If
That's
you're
not
into
really
desserts that aren't sweet, this is a good option. Or just blueberry bread that's not extremely sugary. This is up there. I'm going to give it a 7.
I probably don't. I'd probably say 6. It's good.
What's the question?
The question was...
Sex robots.
Yeah, about sex robots. How do you think sex robots will change romantic relationships?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we're talking about the future of sex in America, and sex robots, if we do come out with sex robots and everybody can own a sex robot, well then what's the need for a relationship if you so choose not to? I mean, you're not dependent on what your spouse or what your significant other has to offer you with a sex robot. I mean, you got a machine over there, kind of like on. So what is it? That one movie? It's Mission to Mars, or one of those where they got that artificial intelligence, and you come home and flick everything on, and this hologram of this chick sitting there waiting for you, and it's Schwarzenegger movie. Anyway, yeah, it's she climbs on top of him while he's
the one where they pull his eyeball out.
Yes, yeah.
Can't think of the name.
Yeah,
it's really
something
sad.
Mars, something about Mars. But anyway, yeah, that's. I mean, you totally can become self-sufficient.
You could.
Not that you couldn't anyway, but I mean, but that's kind of scary having a robot take care of your shit for you.
I think.
What happens if they get a glitch or something?
Yeah. I mean, the same thing could happen with a real person. They could just flip a switch.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
I'm thinking it would be very nuanced. And like, there are people out there who can't get laid. Probably do a lot of good for them.
Right. Yeah, they won't kill 20 people.
Yeah, exactly. Or, the person who wants sex all the time,
right,
and their partner doesn't. Like, if the partner's okay with the sex robot, then your partner's not cheating on you, maybe is how you would view it. So,
see, that's a
all
hard.
is well there.
That's kind of hard to swallow there. I mean, if they'll allow you to be with a machine, but they won't. I mean, what's the difference? I mean, you're with this person. You've given your life to this person, but for whatever reason, the sexual relationship's not there. Okay, but you can, for whatever reason, you can go somewhere else and have your release.
Yeah. It could be a saving grace. I could also see people having a big problem with it.
Yes.
With not wanting their partner being with a robot.
You're talking more old schoolers there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't buy into that shit. You know, they don't believe in booty calls or friends with benefits or any of that shit. Nah. So, you know, and I'm one of those generations that, you know, that's where our generation stands. No. And you don't talk about the shit either.
Bullshit.
See, that's the
Give
one,
me an auto blow.
That's the one problem that I'm sorry, not a problem. It's not a problem, but that's the difference between me and wife. Is she don't like to talk. She don't know. She can't stand the fact that, you know, we have a relationship. I talk to them. I'm open about anything, you know. So, and she's like, wow, how can you talk to them like that? Well, it's just, you know, I'm open, you know, I don't have any secrets.
You want them to know you.
Yeah. So it makes me cool. What do you mean?
I think in the end, though, it will change romantic relationships for better or worse.
Yeah.
There are also people out there who maybe what you were talking about, if you can satisfy your own needs without a partner, you might find that you have no need for a partner. And that is most likely very liberating for your partner. They can go find someone who does want someone.
Right.
I like that question, though.
Yeah.
I wrote it, but I like the question.
Well, and we're not far from that if we're not already there, you know.
No.
We're always, you know, behind. The public is behind the technology that we're dealing with right now. You know, the hydropropulsion, all that shit. The way that we built, you know, jets and shit. Well, you know, the space industry is they're doing stuff now to where.
See, y'all had to go to the moon, and now women have little rabbit toys between their legs.
Yep.
Next up is Lone Star Beer.
Ooh, the old kicker right here. Been around for a long time. They think about this shit.
Boy, that smells like beer should smell.
You need some Bob Wills music.
According to, you know, everybody's grandpappy all around the world. This is what beer should smell like.
That's beer. That's not as bad as what I was expecting.
No. Definitely not offensive, at least not up front. The problem I remember having is you would take that initial sip, bitter beer face, you know, just instant. This has an aftertaste. It is very much like the way it smells, but it's really smooth just drinking in the middle.
I'm surprised at the smoothness of this, really. You find out you've got 1 week to live. What do you do with that week? You've got 1 week to live. What do you do with that last week?
Before we answer later, I realized that the time in that question is very important.
Yeah.
If you had a year or a day or a week, maybe even a month, your answers are probably going to be somewhat different, depending on how much time you have to prepare for the demise. I'll still give it a 5, man. Regardless of smell and aftertaste, it's quite nice to drink.
Yeah, it's not bad cold. I'd hate to drink it warm.
It might be all right. Although I could see the funk coming through a little more if it was warm.
Yep. I would go 6. Time for Texas, by God. And I've only got a week to live. What would you do with that week? 1 week to live. What would you do with that week? Just given my situation right now, finalize everything that I have to finalize in a week. I would like to spend as much as that week as I could with those that'd like to spend it with me.
Yeah.
You know, just put it out there, you know, and hey, look, this is what's going on. At 6:15 Friday evening, I'm gonna croak. If y'all want to come hang out with me all week, just bring you enough food and eats and everything, and whatever, beer and whatever, and we'll hang out. We'll kick it here at the house or somewhere, and just spend some time together, and enjoy the last of it.
I feel like my answer wouldn't be that different. I would definitely want to take a day or so just to make sure that the affairs were as in order as they could be. And I would be tempted to do the same thing you're talking about. My worry would be that people who just want to be able to say, I was around them in the end, would come out of the woodwork. That would bother me. I'd be really tempted to spend it with... I would let certain people know if they wanted to see me.
And that's where your true... Well, I say that's where your true friends come into play. But yeah, I could see people... I mean, if they're not going to get anything out of it, I don't know why they would even be there. Would bother, but your true friends would be there for you.
People love to be part of tragedy for some reason. They love to be able to post about it. It's like someone very near and dear to you and I both right now is very sick.
Yep.
You don't see us posting about it.
Yep.
I could see circumstances under which we would, because it would be very heartbreaking.
Yep.
In certain scenario, but being part of the tragedy, I don't think is either of our personalities. Mostly, I'd want to do something just that really made me feel good, like take a cabin trip, and it would definitely be spending as much time as I possibly could with my kids.
That would definitely work. Yep.
So, here's to hoping we have more than a week.
Yeah, let's hope we do.
Next up, we've got Kona's Big Wave, which is a golden ale.
Kona sounds Hawaiian to me.
It is. I was trying to figure out. It does not tell me anything about the beer.
That's even better.
Just a golden ale. It is. Kona Brewing is a Hawaiian company.
Yes, in the third row.
I want Dad to try the snack in front of him. I want you both to try the snack in front of Dad.
I'm not eating them chocolate-covered roaches.
Nope. Try it.
Is it pomegranate or is it cranberry or?
It's cranberry, but it's coated in something.
Them are chocolate-covered.
White chocolate?
Dad, you need to try it and tell me.
His daughter gave us snacks, so.
I put you in the corner for a reason. Now go on over there and put your nose in the wall.
I mean, whatever it is, it's really good. It takes the tart off the cranberry, for the most part. Drink some water now.
Oh, raisins?
They're cranberries. Get you another one.
You know, what's crazy is I'm sitting here trying to smell these beers, and all I smell is this caramel snack shit in front of me.
You want a glass of milk? Drop them in there. You got my old palate all screwed up now, that cranberry.
I'll warn you going in here. That's an ale. It has a hop note to it. I don't know if you'll taste it, but you can definitely smell it.
No.
It's coming close to a pale ale, which is a step down from IPA.
Oh, it's got a nice clean look to it.
Yeah, it looks like a beach beer.
It's got a stout smell to it.
Yeah, this is right under IPA territory. It's hoppy.
You don't like those snacks, Dad?
Not really.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
Brutal.
It's your favorite.
Well, who the hell told you that was my favorite?
It's yogurt.
If we weren't somebody else's house, I'd throw one at you.
I definitely love that the bottle says Liquid Aloha. That's a really cool. It has nothing to do with the beer, but you know. What you're tasting is the hop oil. So you know.
Really?
Yeah. Cousin of marijuana.
Well, all right. Far out, man.
Yeah.
I'm tasting something else, too.
It's funny, it smelled citrusy, but the flavor note in there feels soft. Like coconut. I don't think it is coconut, but I don't know what the hell it is.
Man, it don't let the cat out of the bag for nothing. Their secret is safe.
I seem to remember a lot of their bottles being informative. That's what threw me.
Huh. Liquid Aloha.
I'm giving it a 6. I want beers that taste like this. Pale ales, you've really got to be in some special flavor profile to wow me. Because all I want is an IPA when I taste that. I want stronger, more bite. But it's not offensive. It's not bad.
Yeah, I'll go 6. It's pretty good.
Did we ever read our question?
Nope.
It's a winner.
What's your biggest physical turnoff?
Now, that one might take a little thought.
Yeah, because it's my biggest turnoff is not physical.
I know what comes to mind immediately for me is bad breath, but I don't know how physical you would consider that. And it's part of the physiology, you know.
Right.
But
yeah, it's hard to get around bad breath. I mean, bad breath is one thing, but I've smelled some people.
Yeah.
Whew, man, right? You riding the back.
Where you understand how they came up with the word halitosis. It makes sense.
Booty breath. That's what we call it, booty breath. Yeah.
Don't do a booty like that, man.
See, and here's the problem I'm having with physical. I'm not a physical person, you know.
Mental game.
I look inside someone. That's how that's what I look for in someone. It's got nothing to do with big or small, short or tall, green or blue. It has to do with, you know, what the person's inside, you know, their personality, what kind of type of person they are.
Yep.
You know, those people that, you know, judge someone on first impressions, and you know, I guess first impressions are a big turnoff for me.
Okay.
That would be my answer.
You don't think it paints the whole picture or tells the whole story, sort of thing?
No. You need to read the book. Mm-hmm. Don't just look at the cover.
I would agree.
That's my take on it.
All right, so I don't know if you've had an IPA yet.
I haven't. I'm fixing to rack my balls here.
This is a double IPA. 6 Resin. Double IPA. Toby's 30th birthday party.
Do you need a spoon?
No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So keep the lighter in your pocket. We're good.
All right. Okay. I was eyeballing that thing earlier.
Toby's 30th. We went to pick up a keg, and the guy at the beer store asked if we like IPAs. Yeah. All right, we'll try this. It was like $15 for a 4-pack. I didn't know what I was getting into.
Damn
I've
it.
never had anything like this. I still don't know that I have. So let's see.
Sound like you brought this on this evening just for me. Well, for you too. But
That might be accurate. See, in my brain, this is syrupy and molassesy. It's not a word. But why is syrupy a word and molassesy is not? It doesn't smell that way.
Sixpoint Brewery. Just for those of y'all that can't read this is 9.1% alcohol by volume. Yeah. So it's these little dudes will get you there.
Yeah. IPAs are strong. I'm beginning to smell the double.
You know what I smell? Wait a minute. It's coming to me. I smell Hochtown. That's what I smell. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I smell Hochtown.
Okay. Fair. We do a lot of drinking there. Before I can even get it to the back of my mouth,
wow.
I can feel it.
Whew. God almighty. Yep.
That thing packs a punch.
That damn sure does.
So is it, are you feeling like you went to Walmart and tasted the roses?
Fucking.
Maybe dandelions, to be fair, not roses. Oh.
Wow.
It's going to take you a while to get through one of these, and I think that's why they're as expensive as they are.
Holy cow.
It's funny because it didn't smell that bad. It smelled high in alcohol content. It's not as bad as I remember it being. I can say that.
You've been down this road before.
Yeah.
You just want to take me down it.
We've had like double Imperial IPAs now, so just... Oof.
Well, you know, I don't know. First off, let me get this out of business out of the way. Why do you think some people kill their partners when they could just leave? Okay. Why do you think people just kill their partners when they could just leave?
I clearly watch too many murder shows.
Yeah, my wife does. This here, I don't know how big a fan you are on this bad boy or these bad boys, these double and triples, but I just can't hang with them.
Double is not my flavor.
I would be asleep if I was at a party and I started drinking this shit. People would be peeing on me or doing some stupid shit because I'd be asleep over in the corner. I'm not lying to you. I couldn't.
Your son would get through one bottle. It'd be the worst night of his life. So I want this just to pack a little bit more of a punch. This is fucking fighting Mike Tyson right here.
And losing.
Yeah.
It is.
I drank it.
I don't want to. I'm afraid to.
You don't have to.
No.
Yeah. That's going to burn your stomach like those hot one sauces. I can already feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank the good Lord for water.
Whew. Man, it's that kick afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah. Again, the hops are used in the beer as a preservative.
Uh-huh.
They preserve the flavor that you get from the malts that are roasted to create the beer. It's like malts and sugar, and then the yeast eats the sugar, but hops are thrown in because the oils that come out of them preserve the beer. These were created so that boats could take beers on longer trips around the world. You could make better money. And yeah, it's just the oil is why it sticks around. It's why it packs a punch. It's not just going down the way water does.
Yeah. I tell you what,
Cool.
That's a hell of a fucking name. I mean, you could have picked a better name for it. Resin.
No.
This flavor's going to resonate in your throat. Brooklyn, New York. New York. Folks.
That's a 3 for me.
It's probably a 2 for me. I just can't. I don't want to ever do that again.
God, that's a roller coaster ride, though.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
If you want to ride that coaster that's almost guaranteed to make you sick, hit that double.
And coming from somebody that's already half a century old, and then some. I don't do roller coasters anymore.
No?
No. Something's going to come out of one end.
TMI, my friend. I just Sweetwater Blue territory for me right now. I want to get on the zipper. You know,
yeah, that's tough right there, man. It's like concrete. You know, I'm serious. It just fucking put you somewhere. Skirt, all right, you're here. You know.
Okay. I was just picturing someone underneath the concrete truck, just like trying to drink it as it was being poured.
Why do some people kill their partners when they could just leave? They have this saying, they have this clause in legal terms. It's called the crime of passion. Some people are angered so much to the point to where that's what they're driven to.
Okay.
You know, that they take it out. And a lot of people, and this is not right, but a lot of people have abusive relationships anyway. A lot of women, a lot of men live with that, you know, on a daily basis. And I guess, to find yourself in that situation, I think it would happen more if they were caught red-handed. Mm-hmm. Than, you know, just word of mouth or, you know, it just coming out in the wash. But being caught red-handed, it sends, I guess it would send a person to that point, to that stage. Because I really do think there's stages that a person would go through when they deal with something like that. Yeah. You know, you got, you know, questions why, you know, anger, there's stages, just like anything else, and the anger part of it. Some people just, you know, instead of, you know, just walking away from it, you know, they've got to. I guess it makes them feel better to some extent to put their hands on, you know, the person that caused them that pain. Yeah, a lot of people get off on that. It depends on the situation, but you know.
I was thinking more of like somebody has a girlfriend on the side, and for some reason they, you know, hatch a plot to kill the existing wife, or you know, something like that.
But those people that do that, you know, that do put their hands on each other or whatever, and you know, I'm no Dr. Phil by no means, but me personally, I would ask myself what I've done possibly to create this situation, to force, you know, to have somebody go to someone else. You know what I'm saying? There's always questions, and there's underlying circumstances to everything. Spur of the moment, crime of passion, pick up something and bash somebody's head in or put a bullet in them. It just, you know. And generally, it's, you know, they're going to use their hands. Yeah. Because they get more gratification that way.
Yeah, that's why most of them are caught.
Mm-hmm. So, anyway, but I just let the record show I do not agree with that.
Oh, no, I don't either. That's part of why I wrote the question, because it seemed like you would just leave. I think there's some, you see it a lot in the religious stories too. You know, a mother drowns her kids, or a grandfather, you know, found Jesus. And let's not speak ill of religious people. That's not my intention at all, because I think it happens, you know, with all sorts of mentalities or whatnot. Those are just those stories that you hear. But
babies, man, babies are the ones I can't.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's innocent, you know.
For me, it always speaks to.
Generally, that's a psychological thing. There's something wrong.
Somebody has to believe that they're so important that the other people can't possibly live without them, or that they're just so obsessed with themselves that they don't want to see that people can live without them, so they off them. Yep. And you're almost always caught. It's really stupid. There's a lot of stupid people in the world. Watch for the red flags.
You see what that beer done did to me? Got me yawning on the camera.
Most of us have been here. All right,
I'll be over in the corner.
let's crack the old purple haze, and you read that question for us. So this is a raspberry lager. It's going to stick with you all night.
That's a double IPA.
Yeah.
So it's got the 2 eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I learned something today. Learn what to stay away from.
If it says imperial, by the way, most any imperial beer, it's probably not going to treat you well. It's a very regal, royal, flavorful
fucking royal
type of hop.
All right. If humans went extinct, what life form do you think would be the first to reach human level consciousness?
This appears to be unfiltered, by the way. So your raspberry lager has a bunch of shit floating at the bottom.
All right. Some pulp.
I tend to love that. Is that weird?
Texture.
It ain't even about the texture. It makes it so much more genuinely flavored.
Around in there. All in my brain.
You smell the fruit really well in this beer.
Well, I see it sitting in there.
It's raspberry, so it's not going to be as tart as cranberry. It's like a smooth strawberry. That's a lager.
Bad.
It's a beer.
It's not bad. You can taste the raspberry too right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. And it hangs around. The beer seems to hang around too. It's pretty balanced. I dig that.
Yep. Purple Haze.
This shit reminds me of Halloween. That's what I was trying to say earlier. I feel like you could get a bunch of this for a Halloween party, and it's going to go just as well as some really good pumpkin beer. It's not to say it's a, mind-blowing beer or something like that. It just, it's there. Has that vibe. You smell it.
Mm. Dum, dum, Purple Haze.
I'm still just going to give it a 6, though. Just because it reminds me of Halloween and because it's raspberry flavored. Doesn't mean I'm going overboard. It's a 6 for me.
I don't want to follow in your steps, so I'm going to go with 5.
It's all right to have the same rating,
Yeah, 5's probably where I need to be. It's good. It's decent. I don't want to say good. It's decent.
Couldn't drink a bunch of it, too. I think that's going to dial it down a bit.
4.2.
I know really what it is here is you're just missing that resin. That's what's going on.
No, I ain't missing none of this.
I'm curious. Let me see.
That is some hard brew there.
What we think about human level consciousness if we were to go extinct. I wonder if just the ale that tastes like a pale ale and a double IPA would get you to the same place. As a normal IPA does not smell like it.
Let me know how that feels, because I'm going to take your word on it.
The lacing on this just looks killer.
I almost pulled a Joseph on this shit right here and dumped it, but I couldn't.
I think Joseph would have spit that at the camera.
That's rough there.
Yeah, that's better.
Really?
That's better.
Huh.
It tastes more like a normal IPA.
Break it down a little bit.
It's just too strong on its own. It reminds me of like a concentrated flavor.
Concentrated shit. It's just... Whew.
That really fucked your world, didn't it?
Man. I'm feeling it. A little old glass of shit. I just watched the movie yesterday. It's got my answer on it.
Do share.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay. That makes sense.
If we didn't kill all them too, hell, they're, they supposedly, I don't know. They've got them manning spaceships and shit like that. They're smart enough to do that. I still ain't heard one speak yet, though.
No, not yet. Just in the movies so far. Yeah. We are descended from that part of the family tree, so it doesn't say how we went extinct. So if I'm thinking what's most likely the reason we go extinct is we just destroy what we can live on, which leaves ocean life to deal with. And I watched a science documentary a long time ago that put forward the notion of, I think it's the octopus that eventually becomes something that, moves out of the water to swing in the trees type thing. And
Really?
slowly evolves a better brain. They're one of the most intelligent creatures on Earth by most standards. People trip on dolphins, and I think if it's a land creature, I don't want to be obvious and say monkeys or apes or anything like that. I would say mice, but who knows?
Huh?
Ants?
They're organized.
Oh, bees are more organized than ants.
True.
Huh.
It's that hive mind thing. I don't think it's going to progress too far.
All the aliens come up out the ocean from underneath the ocean's floor.
Right.
Freaking take over.
So serious question here.
Worlds.
I probably shouldn't ask it. I should write it down somewhere. But if we found out that aliens were visiting us and they were somewhere in our own...
Were they amongst us?
Our own solar system.
Okay. All right.
So anywhere between the sun and the outer rim of our little solar system, like Pluto, where do you think they are? Most likely. Where they come from. Serious thought.
Yeah, and you're wanting to be serious, and you're wanting to bring out the conspiracist in my ass.
That's all right.
Are
we hollow earthing it?
I think they're right here.
Okay.
I think that the government, but this is we're not supposed to know this.
Okay.
I'm saying that aliens, there are aliens amongst us.
Not
and
scientific advancements.
there are scientific advancements, but there's also help. We are being steered. Are we thinking up all this shit on our own? Or are we, the giants or whatever? But yeah, in Egypt, no, it's back.
I didn't realize we were going down the whole damn rabbit hole. We're starting to head that way.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it would be most likely a moon somewhere in the solar system. Because I think we have ignored the moons to a degree that it might be possible that we've already...
Here's what I think could happen. Have you ever seen that movie Contact?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The wormhole.
I've read the book, actually. It was written by one of my favorite scientists of all time.
I really do think that there's wormholes that shoot you through, and there are other places like the Earth that are inhabited.
I'm going to correct the record for your daughter here. My favorite human being, Carl Sagan, wrote the book. Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite movies.
It was a
Contact.
It was a very hopeful prospect for human civilization.
Yeah. But, I'm sure I'll be dead and gone before any of this comes about.
Right.
So,
But your niece won't.
No, she won't.
Did it freak you out that civilization at some point might extend human life magnitudes beyond what we currently get to live? Does that upset you? One of these entitled little motherfuckers will go on to live a lot longer than you did. Don't answer that.
Well, here's the thing, and you'll only know it when a person gets up every day and just, their body's used up, they're sore. It's every day is a struggle just to.
Why are you coming at me right now?
I'm just telling you, man, that if somebody wants to live 120 years, 130 years, 150 years, if you want to be cryogenically frozen and come back 200 years from now, hey, whatever floats your boat. But unless we find the technology to heal.
Okay.
To regenerate things that age in people, that cause them to age.
Would it help your mind be less tired again of the life that we were living. Anyway, we're to be continued.
Right? Continue.
So
just don't bring any of this shit with you.
That's a one-time
Leave this alone.
And let's keep the conversation going in the comments. And we'll see you next time, same place, for another round
Tiptoe.
at the Banter Bar. I'm Shane.
I'm Eric.
Bye, folks.
Peace.
I'll just leave you a little sip in case you want to go back.
I appreciate the sip. I think I could drink quite a bit of this.
I just want to see how it feels in my mouth.
I guess we'll see you next time.
On the Banter Bar.
And after Roswell, and they stuck them all down there and then below the ground, alive. But we're not supposed to know this.